The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
What's up, everybody? Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Streaming Matters episode 129. So moving on up, headed towards 150. That's our next goal, next 150. So a few months away. So thanks for everyone joining today. We're going to talk about some different add-ons that's been out or been updated in the last few days. We're going to talk about 19.1. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about maybe some APKs. We've had some APKs getting shut down lately. And I don't know, whatever else, the questions you have. Again, if you're new to the show, what the show is about is for you to get questions and answers about your streaming options, things that may work for you. If you have questions on it, I'm happy to try to answer those questions. I am not an expert, but this is my hobby. So I may not have the answers to everything, but I do feel like I'm pretty knowledgeable, and I keep my ear to the tracks to what's going on. So I will do my best to answering your questions about streaming stuff. So let's take a look at this, and we'll see if I get some people to jump in on the show with me. Again, if you're always welcome. If you create add-ons, if you have a playlist add-on, if you have builds, if you have some information or some tips to give people, always offer you a spot on the show. You can come on here and talk about your project. Just like we talked about last week, we talked about Unique, which is a new skin community project, and it grabbed a lot of attention. I noticed that there was quite a few people have jumped in that room. I want to say close to 75 or 80 people in that room now, and that's going to be the next skin that I'm going to use actually on my 19 build, which I don't have one yet, but I'm going to try that over the next week or two. And it's not immediately, but next week or two, because I got to make a wizard and I've got to do a build. And so we'll do how that goes. So let me go through who's on the side chat over here. Timothy, nice to see you. Can we talk about remote control devices that we can use? Remote control devices? I mean, are you talking about Android devices, remotes themselves? Are you talking about the Echo devices? So maybe kind of classify or clarify that for me, and I will do my best to try to answer it. Again, do the best I can, and maybe some of the people on the side chat will be able to chime in on some stuff. Classy Mouse, nice to see you. I noticed you're around in some of the circles. Nice to see you around. Thanks for everything you're doing. Degs, nice to see you. Eddie, nice to see you. We got Steve Franklin in the chat. Nice to see you. Oh, Red, always watching it early, always in here, tunes in early. Nice to see you, bud. We got Michael Forte. Nice to see you, bud. Crazy Canuck. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining us. And let's see, I saw Celtic Lad. Nice to see you. Shrink and Sharon over in the side chat. Got numerous people in here. It looks like we're almost up to 40 people in here. Like, subscribe, share, all that kind of stuff. Hit the thumbs up. I don't know. People say hit the thumbs up. I guess it works with the analytics of YouTube, but to be honest, YouTube is not a big fan of me. They try to copy strike or hit me with a lot of stuff, so I have to dance around some of the rules, as we know that a lot of YouTubers don't even talk about this subject. So that's where I do try to talk about this subject to help educate you because so many tubers have had to leave this platform because the copyright strikes and all of the community strikes and that kind of stuff. So a lot of them have left it. Let me make sure. Yeah, okay. I was making sure which camera I was on. I was like, oh, is this one? This one? So nice to see you. We got Pin. Thank you for joining on the side chat. The senior cord cutter, a guy that has watched for quite a while now. Nice to see you. Jim, thank you for joining us. Tifsir, or would it be Tafsir? Tafsir, nice for you to join us. Sandy, thank you for joining us. DJ Themes over in the house. Xbox joysticks. Now, I am not a console guy. My last console was the OG Xbox. That shows you, because you could modify that mug. You could mod it, and you could actually, there's still people, you still got people that are making those into streaming devices and load them up with hard drives and put emulation into it. I know that I saw Stuart has some of his kits have 2 terabytes of storage in it, fancy lighting on it, and it is a streaming device. They use it as an Xbox media center like it was back in the day, and be able to play tons and tons of games, as well as streaming your local content or streaming the stuff that we use for Kodi. So I'm not an expert on that, so I'm not going to be able to answer much on that. Jerry, thank you for joining us. PC Paul, nice for you to join me over there. So let's see. So we got a few people going on there. Thank you, Canuck. Thank you. We're doing what I can. So yeah, we're going to go through here. Grab yourself a beverage. Alban says he'll be on later, and then every time he says Plex, we'll be able to have a drink. That was one of our games because he says Plex a lot. So it's a fun time. Stuart, nice for you to join us. Let's see. Sir says, I still use my original Xbox, has all the games, a 2 terabyte hard drive. I'm telling you guys, if you're into some emulation stuff and you want to have a very good emulator, you might be able to look up in one of those old Xboxes. I'm talking about the big green one, the black with the green dot on it. And if you can find one of those in the pawn shop, or maybe even have one, take one of those. You can do a soft mod on it. It's not hard to do a soft mod. Certain games and a memory stick in it. You put a memory stick that does like a save, loads Linux onto it, and you can turn that into a really good device. It can play. Now it can't play the high end consoles, but it can play all the way up to PlayStation. I don't even know, maybe PlayStation 1. Definitely not the PSP. That wouldn't do very good on PSP, but anything below that would do a pretty good job on it. And like I said, people could put these 2 terabyte hard drives, put every Xbox game in it, and every, and like I showed my Raspberry Pi, they do a lot of that kind of stuff, and it's a great little project. If you're kind of bored and you're like, I want to tinker with that, it is a great little project for you to mess around with. Set it up, get yourself a home retro system, and you would be surprised on how some kids are amazed when you break out some old PlayStation 1 games, or some of your Nintendo games, or some of your Super Nintendo games. And the kids nowadays are only seen later newer releases, fancier games, and you go back and let them play some of those older games. You may be surprised that some of those games really hold up well. So, yeah, I'm solo at the moment. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Giorgio, thank you for joining us. Dave, Ellie, nice to see you. Nice to see you. So we're gonna go through there. Yep, Stuart, Roger. Yep, running it. There's Tan. Nice to see you, Tan. So Thomas, nice to see you. So let's go ahead. We will jump on some of the topics of the day. Some of the new add-ons that have updated. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my portable here. We're going to talk about some add-ons that have updated. So let's see. Let me go over here and open up this screen for myself. Kiko, what's up? Share. Okay. So we got this. This is Kodi 19.1, stripped down. There's nothing, no skin, no nothing on this. But we'll go through and take a look at some of the add-ons that have updated this week. The first thing, come on. Let's back up. Let's see. So let's take a look at Watch Nicktoons 2, which was updated today or yesterday. Updated in Slam's repo. The original developer, not the original, the second developer of this particular add-on did some updates. He did some fixes. So we've got some, whoops, let's try that again. He's done some fixes on this, and it's going to continue to work on it. I know that he said there's a few things that's still not working in this particular add-on, but if you're a person that's looking for some cartoon items, this has a lot. I did a review on this and did some videos. I don't know, it's been a couple months back on my CocoScope, and this has a lot of stuff if you're into tunes. Not music tunes, but as in cartoons. Lots of stuff. I mean, here's 152 items in here. What about Cat Dog? I remember Cat Dog, my kids. Let's see, is Cat Dog in here? Captain Planet, Care Bears. Oh, Cat Dog, Cat Dog, Cat Dog. Everybody loves some Cat Dog. Yeah, old Cat Dog. So, great little add-on if you have some kids, or if you like to watch some animation that has some good anime stuff, or you're looking for that cartoon stuff, especially if you're doing some builds and people try to focus in on a lot of add-ons so they don't have redundancy. This is a very good add-on to check out. Diablo, and I'm just going to call it Diablo. To try to just keep from, because I want to use some bad words. We got this used to be chains, and he changed this and it is a standalone. It is also inside of the boys. So you may say, hey, I've seen that image before that is in the boys. Yes, this particular add-on is inside the boys, and it also has 3 other playlists along with it. But this one is standalone. One of the things he added this as of today is parody films. And I'm not going to open this up. If you know what parody is, that is parody films. Only thing that I would say, you would not want to have this in a place where maybe young people may be able to get to this add-on. Because there is no pin, there's no password set to this yet. Maybe that's something that's going to happen, but there is no passwords on this yet. So if you're just browsing through there, you're going to be able to open up any one of these sections as well as this one. So maybe something that for people, adults, may want to check out, but it's all parody films. Batmans and Supermans and Hill Street Blues and Not Cops and The Family Guy, and they're all parody films. So I glanced through the titles to it, and it cracks you up with some of the things that people come up with. So this is great stuff. Q Continuum. Let's see. Okay, we got Q Continuum. Q Continuum change. You can notice that they have a new icon, nice art. It tends to stick by, people talk about, they'll say the Q add-on most of the time in some of the groups. They added some stuff into sports. He added some more sections in here, as well as adding non-debrid UFC and WWE, which is highly sought after. So if you're looking for some of your MMA-ish WWE items, you'll be able to find them in here and not have to get real debrid. These work without real debrid. Now, you'll probably find that you have less choices in this than you do in debrid items, or they may be slower to be added here, but that's just going to happen. I look at, all right, so what is today? Today, so they got the impact from the 13th. And today is the 14th. So they're only a day behind. So hats off to them and their work, that they're giving you a direct link. No debrid needed. It's a great little add-on there. So if you're looking for certain things, and WWE and wrestling, I get asked about all the time. Where can I find it? Where is it at? How can I find it? This is a particular add-on that you can use. The crew does a great job. If you're on 18, GoTo does a real good job, as well as there is a wrestling add-on inside of the crew, and I'll show you that in a second. One of the other items that I wanted to show before I leave Q Continuum, because I get off topic, Q non-debrid items. These guys are knocking it out of the park with non-debrid new movie choices. This was today. This was actually released today to the net. This was, I think, last night. I think Woman in the Window was last night. So, I mean, they're hitting the web, and these guys have it within 24 hours as a non-debrid free link, direct link. It's going to play. Lots of choices in here. I know this is a brand new movie. It's a French movie. It was actually one of the movies we looked into possibly doing for Player Pass for next week. And it's right here. They've got it right here. Lots of good choices. Together was one of the options that we had for next week's thing. They've already got a direct link, no problems. So lots and lots of things. Monster was one of the that was brand. So all these are really recent movies just out mainstream. Another one that we looked at, Under Gods, which I'm going to watch because it looks like a mind freak thing. This looks like a very crazy movie. I watch the trailer on this, folks, and you'll have no idea what that movie's about, because I walked away going, huh? Just watching the trailer. So I want to watch it just to figure it out. So lots of options. And this is a non-debrid. People complain, oh, you got to have debrid for everything. No, debrid does make your life easier, but there are a lot of add-ons that are just knocking it out of the park with great direct links for non-debrid. They're not going to be as reliable or plentiful as debrid links, because debrid links will give you click on an add-on and it searches, and it may find 100 or 50 or 200 links. But a lot of these add-ons are doing a great job. I'll say the Q add-on team is doing a phenomenal job. So hats off to them. Let's see. And then the last one I'll talk about before I go into talk about that other wrestling one is Kaito. Kaito, I am not an anime fan. But if you are, this add-on, I did a video on it a month ago at least. For anime, this is awesome. This thing has so much stuff to pick from. It has dubbed versions of certain anime. It's got, so you can see it's got Demon Slayer, it's got the regular one, and then it's going to have the dubbed. And you can turn on subtitles, lots of different options, and just phenomenal job that the developer has done this. This is on the Slams repo. He posts that up there, and just a lot of really good stuff. I want to say this anime calendar, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So this was really neat. It's like, so you can look to what's been aired since last night. Got all kinds of stuff. Calendar to show you. So if you're an anime fan, this is a must. This add-on is a must. I actually been piddling around with some anime, watching some stuff. Again, not a major fan of anime, but I'm trying to get into it. It has so much content, and I like it that it's dubbed. You can get certain ones you can get dubbed. Not every single one is dubbed. I did notice here airing dubbed anime. And I believe someone's working on this, because you can see his dub production suspended until further notice. Dub is being produced from home in studios with an irregular release schedule. So I'm assuming that he has some of these that he's going to be working on. So that's what I'm assuming. So that these are some ones that they're planning on doing. But great add-on if you want anime. So, and that's in Slam's repo. And let me show you one thing before we jump off of Kodi for a minute. Install from repo. So we got this purely wrestling. If you're a wrestling fan, if you are somebody that's into wanting to watch wrestling, you want to watch it live, and you want to watch it already over and it's direct links and stuff like that, this particular add-on does a beautiful job. It has a very wide selection. It's being a little slow to add. due to my streaming at the moment. So we'll go in here. And this add-on's been around a while, folks, and it just was never talked about. I knew about this maybe a year ago. They had a very small repository that nobody talked about. They had a Discord group, and then that was it. No Telegram groups. They didn't want videos made about it, so nobody knew about. Well, a handful of people knew about it, but it wasn't mainstream stuff. And then they got put into the Cruise repo where it's more exposure, and it's kind of out there. But a great job if you're into all the different divisions, and you got lots of stuff. So definitely something for you to check out if you're a wrestling fan. That would be one to use and to check out. So that's what I have on my. That's what we have on the Kodi side of wanting to show you some add-ons. Let me run through. Nick, Technic. Some of the people that I heard some noises. Some of the people that used to work on Wrestling on Demand left that group. So if you're familiar with Wrestling on Demand, there was a number of admins that left that group. That is the group that started this particular add-on. And again, here one of my hard drives sound like they're having a fit. Can't tell if it's Charles downstairs or what the heck. All right. I don't know. Sounds like something going on downstairs. So, but it's a great. They left the group and started their own project. So check it out, and you see again. I didn't ever use World Wrestling on Demand. I didn't use that, which is WOD Wrestling on Demand. I didn't ever really use that. Not a big wrestling fan. I used to watch it back in the day. Not recent stuff, but. You may want to check out this particular one and see which one you think is better. So, so yep. Octavia, yeah, at the moment, it's just me running it. So I'm having to watch this over here, try to figure out where we're going to go on the next subject. I got it going on though. I'm juggling it here, juggling. So good stuff. Let me see. Let me turn on a light here. Let's turn on the light. Show me in a little bit of light. Show me in the light. So what does TT46453 mean to a computer when I watch a movie in debrid, I'm guessing it says in debut. So when the movie database, IMDb, the movie database, when a movie is listed or downloaded, it's not always listed as the name of the movie. It'll be usually TT and then some numbers, and then that represents a particular movie or TV show. So if you download stuff, especially if you download it and you're using TMDB Helper, I'll use TMDB Helper. So for folks that are using TMDB Helper, what that does is it's a great way of doing libraries and stuff like that. So when it downloads it as the number it is. So that's the number. If you're looking for a movie or a TV show, when you look at search and you say you're searching for, I'm just going to say The Hangover. And you do a search for The Hangover and you type it into the search engine and you see the little picture of The Hangover and you say, yeah, that's what I want to search for. And you click it. That Hangover movie actually has one of these numbers, and it's going to do a search with using that number, not that full name. So it's going to go through and search through the scrapers for that movie, which is under those numbers. So that's why you'll see if you download stuff and it goes to a folder, it'll be those numbers, not The Hangover. But the computer, if it's hooked to the internet, it will know because it does a reference and it says, oh, that's The Hangover. Hopefully that makes sense to you. But that's why whenever you download stuff, it will be a number. I won't say always. I know if I just download manually, it's a folder and it'll be the name of that movie. But if you're using Kodi, a lot of times it will be it will be that number. Especially TMDB does it a lot. If you add items to your library, if you have TMDB tracked and you download a library, it'll all be those numbers. And you can actually find that out if you ever take a look in your library. Donald, nice to see you. Nice to see you. Buzz says sounds like iTunes file naming almost. Yeah, it's in the reason that you'll find out if you ever use TMDB helper and link it to a tract, or even if you used an add-on, you can use Venom, Fen, whatever has a library function, and sync your Kodi library to a track list, and you know how it'll download. And take a look at the folders, and you'll see it's those type. It'll be a lot, most of the time, especially in the user data folder, it'll be those numbers. So, but it's really your media center will sort it out for you. It knows what those numbers are. Yeah, Thomas. Yep. Thank you, Tan. We're going down here. I was trying to. Dun, 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 dun. And Buzz is saying hi to everybody. Nice to see everybody. What is the difference between Kodi 64 and 32-bit? All right, so if you have, this depends on your operating system. If you're, all right, so it can be two different operating systems, be it Windows or we're talking Android. Both can have a 32-bit and a 64-bit. And that depends on the processor that you're running. Some processors and OSs can run 64-bit. A 64 can also run 32. 64 is supposed to run faster. Whenever I've installed 64 bits, a 64-bit things like my Shield 64-bit. If you have a Chinese Android box, a lot of times those are in 32-bit. Fire TV, I believe is 32-bit. I don't think it will work with the 64-bit. But the bottom line is it will run a little faster is what the idea is. It's able to run at a faster pace, more processes per second, more simultaneous processes. But in my practice, I don't know how much difference it makes on a good device. I think the device itself makes more difference than if you're running a 64 or 32. If you're running a Shield and you have a 64-bit item and then you also have a 32-bit, you may find a small difference. But let's say you put a 64 and a 32 on a cheaper device, 64 is still going to run slower than maybe the 32 on a Shield because of the processor itself and the RAM that's on a higher end device. So again, you can, if you're on a 64-bit unit, you can run 32-bit. 64-bit can only be run on OSs that are allowed 64. Again, I know that NVIDIA Shield. I'm almost positive when I've tried the Fire Stick, it's not 64-bit. You always have to use the 32-bit. But Windows is another. If you have a PC, it will tell you is it 64-bit, and you should know if you have a PC, you'll be able to see it in the system information. If it's a 64-bit machine, it will run a little faster. So, but I don't think it's day and night. Maybe it's you're running either 50 miles an hour on the highway or you're running 65 miles an hour on the highway. Is there a big difference if you're both going in the same direction? Maybe 65 is faster, but it's not. 50 is still pretty good. So most of the time, I think it's the device on that. Yeah, Noir said, look at there, 61 viewers, only 26 likes. Oh, my Lord. And Buzz, all right, this is the thing that the older we get, we find out something that moving is hard. When I moved into here, I hurt for 2 or 3 days. And I didn't even have that much stuff. I mean, my couch was probably the biggest thing I had to bring in here, and it about killed me. I thought I was going to die. Yeah, the older you get, you find out that you don't want to be doing the moving. When I move from here, I'm going to try to slim down as much and have as little as possible with me because I don't want to because anything I have to load on, I have to actually load back off. So I'm going to try to make it as small as possible. So yeah, Buzz, feel for you, bud. Feel for you. Dabs, would you do a video creating a wizard all set up to get a build on it, please? Celtic Lad, I will take a look at that. And as I said at the beginning of the show, I am thinking very seriously of taking and creating a 19 build. And I will need a 19 wizard. I'm leaning towards the simple wizard. I've glanced at that. I know Open Wizard is ready. So you got Open Wizard, you have Simple Wizard, and then I know the Cruise Wizard is a modded version of Aftermath of a sorts. I could possibly go with that one. So I'll take a look. I might go with Simple Wizard. It seems to be the easiest to set up, and maybe set that up and then do a video with that, and then maybe do a video showing you me setting up a build. When I do my build, I will use that unique skin, which if you guys check out my video last week about with the sidekick was on here talking about that particular skin. And I will not load up with a lot of add-ons. If you use any of my builds, you'll know that 5-6 add-ons is it. That's it. But I give you the repository so that you can add more add-ons if you would like. But I give you just a handful of add-ons so it runs nice, fast, smooth, dependable add-ons. But I add the repositories so that if you would like to add more add-ons, then you can do it. And I usually show you how to do it. I will actually even set it up with my the setup I have for changing backgrounds, because no other builder does that, to be able to give you the simple and the ease of changing backgrounds. And that's if I use the unique skin where you can change all the menus very easily. I'll have to do a couple of videos on how to do that. And then I'll also add the feature where people can download the backgrounds that I have on my server, and so they can change the look of the build relatively quick. And that's what I'm hoping. Then it just is so neat if you set your device up with the look you like, the menu bar, the look, and people are like, oh, that sounds too hard. No, it's not. I'm going to show you in some videos on how to do it. So Celtic Lad, hang with me. I will do my best to try to do a video on that particular subject, a wizard in one video, and maybe a couple videos on making a build, because a build can be a little bit long showing how to do that. Plus, I'm going to have to do one video just on customization, because that will be quite extensive, because there's a lot of customization if people want to do it. You don't have to. It'll run just fine. But if people want to customize, it will be an option for them. Okay, Buzz says in here, 64 supports more RAM. Yep. See, so usually it's the higher end devices all do the 64-bit. What is Shield? The NVIDIA Shield, Timothy, sorry. Timothy, it is the NVIDIA Shield, which is an Android device, the Cadillac of Android devices. If you're doing streaming / gaming, it is the best. It is the most expensive, but it is the best. And anybody that has had an NVIDIA Shield, I can't think of one or two people that had an NVIDIA Shield and said, I didn't like it, and they went back to something else. But 9 out of 10 have been like, oh no, I'll never have another device. I mean, unless they have one for their bedroom, which would be, maybe a Fire Stick or something like that. Oh, let's see here. Let's run through here. Hip Donald says, yep, most Amazon devices all run 32-bit. And I know that if you ever do it, when you go to install, there's one's a 64-bit, one's a 32-bit. And if you try to push it, it'll say, it's not repack, parser. I think it's a parser. I think it'll say parser error. And that usually means you can't install that version of an Android installation on your device can't handle it. So if you see a parser error, that is usually a sign that you're trying to install a more advanced installation, maybe a 64-bit on a device that can only handle 32. So that's all you'll see a lot of times. Some people say, "Oh, I got a parser error," and almost always it is they're trying to put it can't handle that version of Android that thing is, and that or it's a bad zip. When you get guys, and this is a thing where I've seen a lot of people modded hacked versions of APKs. All right, we're all trying to do this is on the cheap. We all try to save money. We're trying to do this, and there's a lot of people that install modded or hacked versions of APKs. First of all, you don't always know who modded it, if the mod is good. Also, a lot of times the developer of the APK will find out about the modded version and they will bump up the version on the real thing, and then you'll install the modded version, but it doesn't work, or it can't connect to the server that the APK come from, because the developer found out about that, fixed up the official version up, and your modded version still like one step below. So there's certain things. I mean, if you're doing Windows Office, or yeah, it's easy to get keys for that and run with that because they're so expensive. But most of these Android things, I'm a believer, and I used to be on the cheap. TV Mate, for example. I had a guy I was talking to today about TV Mate. He was having issues with TV Mate, and he had a hacked version off of file link thing. Which file linked means it's most likely a modded version, most likely an older version than what the official version is. And he's like, I can't do it, can't put his login in. So most likely it's a bad. The modded version isn't compatible with the current version that's actually out right now. So, sometimes you guys, you might have to spend $4 or $5 on an APK that's going to work. Maybe it's worth the $4 or $5. If not, you're going to have to chase the modded versions a lot of times. I know that people with UK Turks, I'm going to remove all the ads. Okay, but if you're not paying for cable TV, you don't have to use Real to Brid with UK Turk. You don't have to, so you're saving money on direct links. But then you can't watch a 30-second ad. You're going to have to chase getting a free version. I don't know. To me, I would rather support the guy that's giving free content to everybody for 30-second ad than to try to chase down a free version. But that's your choice. You decide what you want to use. But sometimes chasing those free versions, those free modded hacked versions, can be a pain. And I know people are going to say, "Oh, I get them just fine." Sure, you can, but not everybody can. And sometimes, if this is your serious hobby, sure, you're able to keep up with it. If this is not your serious hobby and you're just wanting to turn on the TV every once in a while and watch what you want to watch, sometimes chasing that hobby or chasing those updates is a pain in the ass. So decide on yourself on that. Decide on yourself. Okay, Donald says most are 64. Yeah. Thumbs up. Illegitimate Humans, nice to see you. Nice to see you. Robert Plant. Little. Is this the real Robert Plant from Led Zeppelin? Huh? Leave and start over. Leave it and start over. I'm not sure what that was pertaining to. Builds are easy if you know what you're doing. Yeah, but there is a lot of people that struggle, bud. I've seen lots and lots. Nell, nice to meet you. Nice when I had stuff for 15, 16 that's outdated, so a video would be great. That's fine, Celtic. I'll take a look. Again, it's not hard. When I do videos on here and I'm showing you a Kodi setup, the reason I don't have like a real build, I find, especially with 19, I want you to see it if you install it. It's the basic skin. It's nothing special because I want you to see it that way. and then we'll go from there. No, Timmy, I've not. Timothy, I keep wanting to say Timothy, I have not done a build yet. 19. I've done builds for every version out there, so it's not going to be that difficult. Installing a build it's simple. I mean, I have all the repos on a hard drive. I actually download all the repos. I put them in a folder, call it Kodi repos. So when I'm doing portables for my setup, I just grab the zip and drop it, grab and drop, grab and drop, grab and drop, and then there's all the repositories. I don't have to remember all the names of every repository. Easy stuff. So yeah, I could have it set up pretty quickly. Let's see. 18.9 sometimes crashes on a MacBook when streaming live sports. Is it the OS or the Kodi version? It could be. All right. So I'm not an Apple fan. So just saying, I'm not an Apple fan. It could be the version of with the iOS on with Kodi with iOS. It could also be what's it, that input adaptive input. There's a plugin for that. It could be that you need to turn that on or update that. Adaptive input. I don't want to look that up. I want to say it's adaptive input something. It could be that needs to be updated on your setup. So it could be that, especially with live streams, that tends to help with that. Santos, nice to you to join us. Timmy is fine now. Yeah, thank you, Timothy. I'll try to get it straight. Sorry, bud. Bob, what's up? You're late to the party, but that's all right. You missed the battleship. You missed the ship going up. Thank you, Stuart. Yeah, my builds, simple. And I used to be a guy, and I got Andrew down here. Andrew could say I used to always try to push the limits on all of my builds. I would try to have all the fancy shit. I wanted stuff moving. I wanted stuff going on. I wanted try to push. Hey, I want backgrounds that are moving. I want menu bars. Done that. Been there, done that. Got the T-shirt, and now I've rolled myself back to I want as simple builds, as few add-ons as possible, as few, if any, widgets. I'd rather have no widgets, to be honest. This is more stuff to load and more things to break. Simple submenus, and that's it. Because let's be honest, most of the time, you guys, your add-ons, you know what add-ons you're using on a regular basis. And I guarantee it's probably just one add-on, maybe two, if you're into some live sports and then movies. So you might bounce back between two different add-ons, and that's it. I have plenty of friends that are builders. I've done videos on builders that have lots and lots of add-ons. And there's people that are like, oh, I need Diggs Zion build, or the Green Monster build, or Nature Man's build, or Big Kez build, or whoever. I need their build because it has all these add-ons. Okay, that's fine. Whatever you want. But the thing is that you're going to find that most people end up using just a couple add-ons. Even if you're using live sports, you're going to stick to one or two add-ons that's going to give you live sports, and then your movies and TV, maybe that same add-on or maybe one other add-on, and then you're done. So what's all the other add-ons doing in there? So, again, you find with my builds, nothing fancy, nothing flashy, simple. I do add a bunch of repositories. Hey, Alvin.
Hey.
I do add a bunch of repositories, and like I said earlier, the reason I do that is if I install the repository, say I don't install the add-on you like. Let's say Sarin, for example. Let's use Sarin, for example. You love Sarin. You say it's the best add-on out there. It's the fast, whatever. But I don't put it in my build. I stick with 3 other ones or 4 other ones, and I don't install Sarin. But I put Sarin as a repository. So when you install my build and you're like, Dabs ain't using Sarin, how the hell can he not be using Sarin? You can go to add-ons, install from repository. There's the Sarin repository. You click it, which is Nixgate repository. And then you click on the add-on, boom, you've got Sarin installed. but maybe everyone else doesn't need it. So that's my mindset when I'm doing a build, is give you those repositories, those trusted repositories, but only a handful of things are installed, so that if I don't give you the add-on that you want, you can go and get it from that repository on your own. It's not a big deal. How you doing, Alvin?
Oh, I'm all right. Hanging in there.
Oh, nice for you to hang
in
out with me. I've
I
been
thought
home.
that your wife would have been here, but I was reading before I came on that she's sitting around drunk somewhere.
No, she's not drunk. She actually was. She had a headache earlier in the day, and she says, "I'm not sure if I'm gonna be up to coming on the show. I got a headache." And I was like,
you know why, right? Because
Huh.
she drank before she came home.
No, I don't.
She didn't get to use her device that you got her. So
yeah, the little filter.
It hit a little bit sooner.
No, she didn't. She didn't get to be able to drink that quick. Yeah, that Ulo, and I'll talk about Ulo. If you guys are wine drinkers, and I need to try it on beer. I don't know if it'll work on beer, but if you're a wine drinker, Ulo, ULLO. It's a diffuser, or it aerates the wine. It also pulls out all the sulfites. Sulfites are what gives you a headache from the wine. So if you pull out all those sulfites, you drink the wine, you have way less hangover than you would if you don't do it. Now, it is not a cheap device. Let's say I want to say it's $60 for the little device, which isn't, it's not nothing. It's plastic and this and that and some filters. And the filters are like $4 a piece after you use what they have in it. And Blue and I were talking about it. She goes, those filters are so expensive. That's ridiculous. And I said, what is it worth to not have a hangover? The next day, after you've been drinking hard, what would you pay to not have that hangover anymore? Would you pay $4? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, most people be like, hell yeah. The next day I'll pay $10 to stop having a headache. So that Ulo, so if you're a wine drinker, definitely check it out. I bought it on a whim. I saw it on Good Morning America. In Good Morning America, they do that steals and deals.
Yeah.
They had it half price one morning. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try that.
Try it out. Yep.
Maybe be a waste of money, but maybe she'll like it. And we did some tests. She when she was here, we were using it. And after we started using it, she didn't have any hangovers. She went back home and she didn't have any drinks because her and we drank too much when she was here. I mean, to be honest, I don't drink except for when I'm hanging out with you guys or if I go out with my buddies. She didn't drink for like 3 months when she got back home because she said she drank too many times when she was here with me. Because each night after we were ready to have dinner, I'm like, want some wine? Want to have some wine? I'm over there drinking wine with her. I'm drinking my beer every night because I was off work. So so she didn't drink for like a good 3 months when she got home. And one night on the show, she had 2 glasses of wine. The next day, she says, I feel terrible. She goes, my head hurts. I don't feel good. And I said, did you use your Ulo? She goes, no. I said, 2 glasses of wine. She goes, yep. She goes, that'll teach me. And she goes, well, but the filters are so expensive. I say, would you pay $4 not to have a headache right now?
Yep.
So,
but $4 is different than their $30.
Yeah, I mean, it costs the unit itself but then you put the little filter, which ends up being...
but you gotta pay Canadian for that filter. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You better bring some up for.
I probably will. I'll load up. Stuart, he uses the UK Turks app with ads. He doesn't care. And again, I actually if I have family members that I set up a Fire Stick for, I'll put Turks on them because it's easy to set up. Stick it on there. And I'm like, if you're looking for a movie or TV show, stand-up, comedy, sometimes sports, I said you can go in there. You'll have to watch a 30-second ad when you come out of it. And I'm like, that's just it. Well, for people that are cord cutters at the beginning and you're used to watching commercials the whole time anyways, what's a 30-second ad after you're done? They're like, oh, that's not a problem at all. Mandy, thank you for joining us over there in the side chat.
Hey, Mandy.
Got Dave. All right, weed. Weed. All right, I don't know if any of you guys have used weed. Weed is a new APK. He's paying $15 a year. So, Dave, I haven't went to the bottom of the thing. I want to ask this question. So, this is an APK, $15 a year. So, it's got a subscription. Do you need RD with that? So, Dave, we'll get down to your things. Tell me, do you have to pay for Real to Brid to get your $15, or do you still got to pay the $15 plus you're paying for your Real to Brid? There's a lot of APKs that do that. They will, oh, you get a subscription and it works great. Well, you
Red
might have
uses
found,
it.
huh?
Oh no, Red uses the other weed.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, I'm curious on that, Dave, if you actually have to have Real to Brid or if it's non-to Brid and works great for $15 a year. And if that's the case, then that's a good deal. But if you got to have Real to Brid and pay for the app itself, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it. You could have paid for it. You could have got Kodi, an app for Kodi, and it would have ran just fine. And you'd have been like, "Oh, I'm not paying that $15." Okay, here's Crazy Canuck. Went did some research in there. 64-bit can access over 4 billion times the physical memory of a 32-bit processor. So it can do it faster, but and that's the processor. So, but a 64-bit processor, and then you put a 32-bit installation on it. I still think it can run pretty fast, but that's what the difference is.
Yeah, I'd rather go 64.
Andrew, I don't think my wife has been drinking.
No, she already told me to go, F myself anyhow. So doesn't mean that she's not drinking. No, really, if we really broke this
telling
down.
you, she's not. I'm telling you, it's too early.
But she didn't. Why didn't she come on the show?
I'm telling you, she had a headache earlier in the show, and she wanted to watch her TV shows. Plus, she doesn't. She's like, I don't know nothing about Kodi.
So I'd like everyone to just keep messenger her here in the chat, and let's find out how sober she really is.
I'm telling you, she's sober. Cosmics again from the old Phoenix days. Step back, Blue. He's mine. Let's see. Dave has on here. I found myself chasing updates, and after it became a hobby, all of a sudden to me. Yeah, and that's the thing. This can be great. This is a fun hobby. Again, how much time you want to put it? And the thing about, all right, so we've got Alban on the show, and we know Alban's app of choice is what?
Everyone, get ready to take a drink. Plex.
So we know that it's Plex. And we talk about, well, Plex is easy because all the content's local or on a cloud server, and you're able to access it. It's quick. But adding that content becomes a hobby because you stand up, you're like, oh, I don't have that episode. Or
no, I think it's more of an issue that I'm nuts. You know what I mean? That I want to have everything, and I have to check each version. Make sure that it's English, and make sure it's the full the full thing. I don't know what everyone else does to that, since I'm still pretty new with it, but I love it. I absolutely love the not having to stream something and something buffers. What I mean? To not have that. And it's just like I'm watching it right off of a DVD or something. I couldn't be happier.
But you got to think about this. You did the work on the front end because you had to spend a few minutes to get it, and to get it local or on a cloud, either way.
Right.
So you spent a little bit of time on the front end to get it, and then once you had it, then you're able to watch it. Where it does. Where did you spend your time? Did you spend your few minutes trying to get it actually when you go to watch it, or did you spend your time, when you were getting it on the front end? You know what I mean? Like you got them all there at the beginning. And the cool thing about it, and I have a Plex server, just local, and you'll get like a movie and you're like, oh shoot, I only have 2 of the Star Wars.
Right.
You know what that means?
You gotta have that, right? You gotta have,
you know what that means? I got to get them all, because you can't have just 1 in the collection or 2 in the collection. Right. Got to have them all. So that's when it becomes a little bit addictive, and you start getting more and more hard drives.
And even worse is that because when like say you're using Radar or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and to grab your movies, and you start typing in a movie name, and here go all kinds of other things that you don't have that that you want, and there you
Yeah.
are, clicking, clicking,
You're
clicking,
like, oh
clicking. Yeah,
that
yeah,
movie. Yeah,
right.
I needed that
And
movie. Yeah.
that's just the worst thing for someone who's addictive when it comes to movies.
Yeah. He's on the Plex pipe.
Oh
He's
yeah,
on the Plex pipe.
I am.
Look
It's
at
so
here's
bad.
my bride is only drinking bubbly. Buble. She's drinking
Buble.
buble.
Yeah, she's sitting there with a pen in the corner of the house, and she's drawing on her bottles.
You stupid. You stupid. Babe, I got your back here. I'm trying to help you out.
I love you, Blue, but I was just hoping that everyone would be able to see your face because that's when he gets all those likes and everything, and everyone stays in the show. They don't need to see my ugly mug.
Shoot, I'm so far behind in the chat. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna
Yeah,
try to.
me too.
I'm gonna try to roll through this. I am way back. I am minutes behind. I'm like 10 minutes behind. So I'm gonna try to race through there. Here's Donald saying that no limits and slamless bid. Slamless has a really good. It's called the simple build. I think a great easy thing. Paper plate fan, thanks for joining us over here. Oh, sorry.
Let me see here.
Oh, I'm gonna have to. Hey, take a look to see if DJ. He said he was trying to hit us up. I'm sorry, I'm not looking.
Who DJ is looking to get in?
Yeah. Take a look on Telegram because I'm not
on.
opening that. Look at Andrew couldn't join the show because he was washing his hair. Anybody on Wednesday knows how that goes. Timothy, sulfites are bad. Yeah. The decanter. Now I don't have the decanter. She has the just the filter, and it's ULLO. Ulo.
And
Buzz is here. Preservatives and crap make you feel bad. Yeah.
I think that you ought to, contact the company and let them know that you're promoting it.
I know.
I don't want this to turn into like with your the lights.
Yeah, I need to get some subscription here.
Yeah.
Let's see. Dave says, don't forget. I learned this from your Saren needs the provider package, and yes, that is. It does need Saren if you use Saren, and if you watch my CocoScope channel, I show it in there. If you install the add-on, you still have to install the provider package, and kind of like what some of the other APKs are starting to do now to try to stay out of trouble. Keith, what's the best build out there? There's too many, and I'd hate to throw. A lot of people like all the digs stuff. That he seems to be the big popular build out there for. If you watch people's posts, again, no, I'm not knocking his work. His work may be great. It's just not for me. But I know a lot of people like it. I know that a lot of people like the Green Monster. When I did a video on that, they seem to really like that. All the Seaman's, all that stuff that's in Seaman's Wizard or Narcissist Wizard, a lot of them like that. Slamless, again, was another one that it's great builds. There's just a lot to pick from. So you hate to knock out because there's so many people and they have different styles. It depends on what's your style.
Mm-hmm.
So the best thing is most of them offer APKs. So if you have an Android device, most of them offer an APK. You can install it as an APK, and it doesn't mess up your Kodi setup. And then you can just run it as an independent APK. And if you don't like it, most of them have another build in there. I've seen the crew has so many builds in that. I want to say Ezerman's has a ton of builds in there. When you're install their wizard, it's like 50 or 60 builds.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, good grief. I know that, like I said, Seaman's and all them, they had a bunch of builds in there. It's just crazy.
I was going to say something there. Paper Plate want to know what section of your ambient lights are broken?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So on my ambient lighting, if you guys watch my video, where it plugs in to the where it actually plugs into the LED strip. So you know, I set it up and I was going to hide all the wires, and then the more I thought about it, I'm gonna be moving that long away. So I was like, do I want to hide all them wires? I'm gonna be moving. So the power supply was there, and it fell a couple times where I had it taped up, and then it fell, and then I moved it here, and then it fell. So after about, I think, the third or fourth time, I believe one of those little, I have it taped, but I was trying to I was temporarily trying to put it on there. And what ended up happening is, I think those two connectors on the LED stripe, there's like little
where you had your corners.
No, this is like in the because see, you got the strip, and then it like so I think it broke, or like there's like the connectors are kind of like doing like this, and if I get them just right, they're working. But if they get a little separated, it's like it picked up what it grabbed on the screen when it was connected. It grabbed what's on the screen, but it doesn't continue the connection. So I actually ordered another set because it was $45, and I ordered connectors because I'm going to go ahead and take those off, and I'm going to splice those. Like, I'm going to take like 6 lights off. I'm going to cut them off and put new ones, and then I'll put the connectors. So it's my own fault, and that was from that thing falling, the color connector thing. It's my fault. So,
but Velcro the next set on.
Well, it's not. You know, is it worth doing it? I mean, I'll be moving before long.
It's Velcro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you have to worry about it falling.
Let's see. Robert Plant has this. I take shots of cold pickle juice while I'm consuming adult beverages. This prevents hangovers because the salt content makes you retain water and preserves dehydration.
Yeah. What color is your pee? You know.
All right, Robert, you a man, because if you ever all right, apple cider vinegar. So if you ever tried, supposed to help with indigestion and stuff like that. I tried, and it's no. Charles drinks it. He drinks like a little shot each day. I can't do it. I tried.
I can't do
it.
George had said something there about the P word. That he has a 6 terabyte NAS, and you can watch anything remotely. Even that's one of my other things that I love about my Plex. You know, being able to be anywhere and watch my stuff. You know, can't beat it.
Yep. Yeah, and that is nice because for me, my Plex is
Yeah, thank you.
It's I got 4K. Then I have the TV shows that my kids ask for, or my son, and then music. I do a lot of the music stuff, and I do like my music when I'm driving. And yes, I can pull it up on my phone, and then boom, I'm able to enjoy it. So
that's the only one thing that I do enjoy about it. But I just feel sorry for friends that connect to it that don't have a Plex Pass or anything, because then for music they're forced to pay for it if you don't have a Plex Pass.
Yeah. Look at Senior says his ambient light came shipped with an EU plug.
Oh man!
And you got to watch. Hey, did you check the right box though?
Right.
Because it has like how long, like do you get 60 LEDs? How many meters you need, and then which connector? So I bet you didn't had a senior moment. You didn't check the US. You just left it as EU. Yeah, that could be a pain in the butt. So
one quick one out to Roger. He said that after you set up Sonar and Radar, it's really not much more than typing the name and the content you want.
True.
Roger, do you have an issue with trying to get a movie and it downloads the movie, but the movie is like a part 1 of something, or it doesn't have the full movie there?
I've had that issue.
You've had that? Okay.
Yes, and it depends on your news group, what news group you're pulling from.
Oh,
Now, are
okay.
you doing it from? Are you using
I use Easy News and
Yeah, so you're using
and the
Easy,
other one.
but you're not using the cloud service that Blue and them
No,
use.
no, I don't.
See, they actually she can.
Yeah.
I actually, like you said, like things won't extract. Like it
Right.
downloads everything, but it doesn't have all the correct pars,
Right.
and it won't compile it back together.
Right.
And that's because depends on which backbones for news groups you're on, and you're supposed to be on 2 different ones, and it can be a pain. I have found that there's been times where I tried to download a show or a movie, and I do it one after, and it says fail, and I do another one, and it fails, and I do another one, and it fails.
Yep.
I'm like, and it'll be like just too many files are missing. So. Yeah, it can be a pain in the butt. So, George says, paid for Plex Pass. Glad I did. Added my family. They love it. And again, it is Plex Pass is great. And if you're looking to help someone cut the cord, you have a family member. Let's say you have an older family member, not techie, and you want to help them.
Simple. Yeah.
If you set up Plex on your home device, now your home network, as long as you have decent internet. Now you can't have crappy, 20 meg download internet. But if you have decent internet, you can get all the content and set up Plex on a Fire Stick, let's say. And then it's almost like Netflix. They'll see what's new.
Yep.
And it's like, this is new, this is new, this is new. And if they call you up and say, hey, can you add this TV show? And you go ahead and add it to the thing. Boom, they've got it.
You can even make a collection for them and just put their name on, and there you go. Have a nice day. I love it.
Yeah. It's the easiest thing. Now it is some work for you if you're trying to help a family member, because you got to get it. But it does make it easy for them. So DJ says, check my Telegram. Okay, hold on, DJ.
You sent it to you or to me?
I guess he sent it. There he is.
Okay.
Hit me up. All right, Bo.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. When I get to looking on here, it's hard for me to bounce back and forth. Men. We can only do one thing at a time.
One thing at a time.
Keith says, how to install the best Kodi build. Keith, there is no best build. There's lots of builds out there. So I don't know what if you're wanting a lot of eye candy or not a lot of eye candy.
Could I say one thing?
Yeah.
I think Keith should go to what's his name site there to look at what is it?
Kodi apps?
Kodi apps. That's where you got to start.
Good option.
For you to get an idea on this way you can see what some of the builds look like, and it gives you information on how to install it. That's the best I could say.
Let's see, builds. So right now, if you have Kodi 19, here's the build, the wizards that he suggests. Now these are
right.
These don't have IPTV services linked into them because he removed the ones that had IPTV services tied to them, because he felt like that was just kind of, he was trying not to be like that. So these are wizards. And if you, let's say this SG wizard, which I'm on, I actually have their link in my Dabs links group. He shows you and if you look right down here, here's different builds. These are all from the SG wizards.
Yep.
So you can watch these videos. And he didn't. Now he's not like Dabs. He didn't got a long video. It's 51 seconds. So and he goes through the menus, so you just see it. He doesn't talk. There's nothing. And this is in Ezra Max repo. But those are right in there. You can go to kodiapps.com. Boom. And here's some wizards. And again, like I said, I know Slam. He's got a 19 wizard. And he's got some builds in the 19 wizard, so you can check that out. So that would be my suggestion. Again, I can't tell you what the best is. There's Stuart says SG is nice build. So again, it's all in which one works for you, and most of them are pretty easy to set up, and then you can decide.
Mhm. Do you have a video out on your CocoScope about how to get stuff for Plex? I don't know if we should talk about that here.
No, that's actually, I did some videos on, that's on my YouTube channel. And well, I think
Okay.
some of it's on my CocoScope, but it's on my
Okay.
YouTube about how to set up radar and sonar and how to
Yeah,
download
that's
through
true.
news
Yeah.
groups.
Yeah, Shelly Shell should take a look there because I
Okay.
don't really feel that, we should.
I paid Timmy. I paid for the. I wait till it went on sale, and I paid for the whole
Mhm.
lifetime.
Yeah, lifetime for $99.
Paid for lifetime. Yeah, paid for lifetime, and I'm done.
Yep. Well worth it.
Mhm.
Eddie says Plex is like a music collection. No, Eddie, you can have your music on there along with your movies, TV shows, and your pictures. That's what I love being able to take pictures on my phone, and then once I'm at my network and I run Plex on my phone, it automatically updates my server with my pictures, and it just puts them there. Now I can see them right on my TV. Can't beat that.
PC Paul Juggernaut's done a few videos. I know the first video he did was with him and Blue and Crypt did a video, and then Juggernaut did some more videos later on it. He's done numerous, and he's had them on there. He's took some down, put more up. I know that I've seen none been updated lately, but you can probably go back a year or two, and there's not much going to change. He shows you how to set one up with a lot of automation on having cloud stuff. So, and we did a video on Streaming Matters. I'd have to look at what episode it was, but we gave you the basics on setting it up, and it wasn't super hard. But Blue and Crypt talked through the whole video. Let's see, and they showed you how to set it up. So take a look do a search for Plex on my videos. What's up, DJ?
Hi, Todd. I'm all right. How are you?
I'm doing well. Sorry, I didn't have Telegram open. I wasn't looking.
I was about to give up.
I was waiting for my co-host to keep track of that stuff.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm sorry.
I even put in the chat, Auburn, check Streaming Matters. That way he could have found me, you see, but he didn't even see that in the chat. So,
Well, we're both old.
You told him to go and have a look, and nothing happened.
I only saw it Noirs, and I sent it to him, and he didn't jump in.
He'll jump in a minute. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. It's like I say, it would have been a bit better earlier on because I was answering stuff in the chat that you were answering to, and you weren't even seeing what I was saying.
I'm looking right now, and I don't see.
I'm trying to catch up. I'm trying to catch up.
Yeah.
Seth has a 14 terabyte. Yeah, and 4K movies can be a monster.
Mm-hmm.
They can get big because some movies, one movie can be 70 gigs.
Yep.
70 gigs for one movie if you get certain ones. So.
Yeah, and if you like me, you're like, I'm not giving up that kind of space.
Hey, George wants on your Plex. He said, "Add me to your Plex." And that's the thing with Plex. There's people that sell Plex. None that comes on our show sell Plex. They set it up for them, their friends and family. And then there's a handful of us that share, like I'll share my Plex with friends of ours and they share, so it's not, hey, I just got a bunch of leechers on here. I guess I'm more of a leecher than anybody else because I just got a bunch of 4K that nobody wants to watch and music that nobody wants to listen to. Do I have a template of XML for the Gen add-on for 19? There is no template. You can actually use your Gen template from 18 and just throw it in Shadow. Wherever that your main XML is at, your main XML, which if you have a gen for 18, you know what I'm talking about. For your main, you plug that into Shadow. Look up Asgard or a bunch of these add-ons. They did the same thing, and you'll look in and just place your URL. If you open the default Pi, you're going to see where that URL goes, and once you do that, you'll go down the list, and then that's your add-on, and your gen will work in 19, and that's it. They're still working on microgen. It's getting closer. It's still some work in progress. There's numerous people in there working, but I don't see it to where it's not at the point where Gen was when it came out. But people are working on direct links. I've seen numerous things where certain people got it working. A sports add-on that I just did. Sports add-on I just did last week. And sorry, I can't remember. It was a microgen. Huh?
Q Sports?
No. It was a damn it, I can't remember. I have to open. Hold on a second, because that's gonna piss me off. Because I'm giving Mads respect because they're actually using a it is a microgen. It's a microgen, and I apologize. Mad Titan Sports by Magnetic and JetJet. It is a microgen. They actually, and it's direct links, and they've done a really good job with it. It's not a copy or a clone or a fork of other add-ons. They've made a microgen. And microgen is gen for 19. Do I have a link for Shadow? Click my link below for my Telegram group, and in my Telegram group, I have a link to Dab's links, and Dab's links has links to all kinds of Telegram groups, and go to the Shadow group and be able to get the link there. If you might be able to go look at some of my videos for Shadow, and I'll have a link to the Shadow group, and the zip will be there. Or if you can get it from the crew has Shadow. You could download it there. So those are a few options. Magnetics repo has it. Not sure who else has it. Timothy says, "Can I upgrade 19 to 9 without installing?" Yeah, you'll probably be okay with the 19 to 19.1. You'll probably be all right if you look at what they updated. And I talked about it in a video last week. A lot of stuff for PVR. And I don't even know that many people using Kodi's PVR. I mean,
I do.
You use your PVR?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the Kodi 19.1 did a lot of updates for that. If you look, it's about 8 of them or 9 of them for the PVR. They did an update for the remember, Alban, weren't you the one complaining about your external hard drive being labeled 693 dash?
No, that wasn't me.
Okay.
I saw your message on that.
Yeah.
I can name my stuff.
Yeah, there was somebody with 19, because 19, if you did an external hard drive search, it didn't pick up the name. It would be just a hard drive.
Who said that? Yeah, I remember.
But they fixed that for Android. They fixed that issue.
Okay.
So that's been fixed. There was like 1 or 2 HDR issues with certain platforms and certain things. I wouldn't say there wasn't astronomical changes like I felt like with 18.1. There was a lot of problems with 18.0. And 18.1 fixed a lot of problems. But there really wasn't that many issues with 19 that I found. A few crashes, but that could have been from guys writing code for 19 that, converting over. And but for me, it works pretty good. Yeah, Stuart, thank you, bud.
How does it work for if you want a fork of 19 to go to 19.1?
You'll have to wait for the fork. You'll have to wait for the
fork. Okay.
Because a fork isn't updated.
If you use mine, Alban, it's there.
Okay, no, I figured I put that out there for anyone that's going to say they want to do it and they're using the fork.
It's down to the individual person that actually does that fork to actually update it. And yes, there is one out. I've got a 19 and there's a 19.1. And yes, you can install it over the top of the 19.0, and it will keep all your information.
Okay.
It will not delete anything. It will just update the version.
And we did, I think when I did videos from 18 to 19, I suggested, which you could migrate from 18 to 19, but I also suggested to people, don't do that because you're going to end up with problems. There's just problems. You're just underlying problems. You're going to have crashing problems down the road. It's just better to wipe it and start with 19 if you're going to go 19. But yeah, 19 to 19.1 is not as big of a deal from 18 to 19.
I've never watched it, Todd. I've never watched it, even if I upgrade on the computer.
Ooh.
I've never
but 18, all your 18 stuff's in Python too.
But
so
I've never had a problem updating anything. When they brought a new version out, I've never had a problem. I've never uninstalled anything. I've always put the update over the top. And never had a problem.
Oh, that's it. Well, hey, DaButcher must have been the one that said he asked in Streaming Matters Telegram about 19 changing external hard drive, and it was solved with 19.1. So yeah, it was DaButcher that asked that question.
Okay.
You did point
I haven't
out.
Seen him in so long, you know. Yeah. Not only did I forget.
You'll see him next week.
All right.
You'll see him next week because he's driving home.
Okay.
Driving home. Can I get Shadow from the Kodi apps? If you go to Shadow on Kodi apps, it will give you, I think, Magnetic's repo. I think that's the repo, and I think he has the latest version. I know that the crew has the latest version of Shadow. I know that they do. So, but I'm not sure. Magnetic was falling behind on some of those, but he could have updated. He could have.
It is Magnetic.
Okay. So Roger uses the PVR in there. He likes his PVR. So yeah, you guys, I used to use PVR years ago, like Kodi's 16, I think, on Kodi's PVR with EPG and all that stuff. And then I'm like, it was too slow, too long. When I'm booting up, I want it to boot up. I ain't looking for it to start loading channels and loading the EPG. I ain't got time for that. Alistair asked about GoTo going to 19. No time soon. That gets asked every week. Yeah, I guess since the crew is updated 19, now everyone's going to ask about GoTo, and which they've been asking about GoTo. It's a great add-on, but no, they are still in the process. They're sticking on 18, possibly writing to 19. They're still in the process. I think they were waiting. I think they were hoping that Gen for 19 would be out and they could convert that way, but there's not been a big other than Shadow, there's not been a big actual standalone Gen for 19, and I think that's what they're waiting on. One other thing before I forget on news for people that use the crew. If you use the crew and you use widgets, movie widgets, this is a known bug, and I got told about this earlier this week. Reached out to the developers in the crew, which they already knew about it and they're working on it. So if the widgets have been in your Kodi setup, if you have movie widgets that are linked to crew, when you click on the movie, it will search and it finds 0 results. If you do it for TV shows, it will find the TV show and play just fine. But there is a bug when you click on movies as a widget in the crew. So for right now, you're not going to want to use the crew's movie section as a widget. So that goes for builders or people that use a build that you know that those are the crew's widgets for popular, trending, whatever it is. That's not going to work. So you'd have to go to the add-on and it will work. But it won't work as a widget for some reason. They know about it. They are working on a fix for it. So if that happens to you, that is a known bug, a known issue, and they are working to fix it. So I wanted to make sure I've been asked about it a couple times this week.
Mhm. I put some other stuff over there for you.
Up. All right. Do I have a link for Shadow? Again, the crew, or you go to one of my Shadow videos. I got plenty of them on here and on CocoScope. Go to them. I give you the URL for the Telegram group, and it's right in there. Timothy asks, I go to movie search and it crashes on my 19. I never use movie search as a on your thing there unless it's. I wouldn't think it would crash inside of an add-on. It might crash on the search bar that's on your Kodi setup. I never use that because I don't know what it's linked to. I think it's linked to your library.
Your library, yeah.
So it would never find it because it's part of your library unless you manually linked it to TMDB helper, which, all right, let's think the likelihood of that is pretty small. Most people aren't going to do that. You'd have to manually change that. So that's probably why it's searching your movie library. And if you haven't done and integrated your movie library, it's not going to find it. So stay away from that. Probably use the search inside of whatever particular add-on is your favorite. Timothy says the simple bare bones Kodi, less buggy. Yeah, you're right. That's less bugs. The thing, less moving parts, less shit to work.
You'll stay in 18 if you're, if you're new to this or something, and you don't want to, deal with bugs, because if you remember back a couple of weeks ago, we said stay away from this till 19.5. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, some people go that. I stick to. I mean, I think it's, to me, and I said in my video, I'd say that over 50% of people could be just fine with 19, maybe even more than that. I think it works really well. I mean, it does a good job. I've been using 19. I'm happy with it. But
is it your main?
Yeah, I use it more than anything. I use it more than anything because I try to use it so that I can
find what's wrong,
get comfortable.
Yeah.
So when people ask questions about it, I can answer it. Any news on Gaia 19? Not one bit of news on Gaia 19. I actually stopped using Gaia when they went to Gaia 5.0 and they tried to be more like Destiny. If you guys remember when they did the trailers, they tried to add trailers to the beginning while it was search and scrape it, and they broke it. It was a hot mess after that because I didn't. It got to where it would take to scrape. It was a minute and a half to scrape for a movie. I got a minute and a half to wait for it just to scrape. Timothy asked, and it's TMDB helper. TMDB helper. If you do a search for this, this is actually available for in some different places. It's an add-on.
Yeah.
I haven't done a video on this. It is a fork of Metallic or TMDB or
I thought you did do one because
not on TMDB helper. I don't think. Maybe on 18. It might have been on TMDB helper back on 18.
Okay. I'm talking about doing those settings that
but that was
get the A4K scrapers and all that.
Oh no, that was in Sarin.
That was in Sarin.
Sarin. But yeah, TMDB helper is extended info mod. It's a fork of that, a later generation. And it's a great add-on. Sometimes it can be a little slow, in my opinion. So it does hurt you a little bit on the slow end. And what it does is it can give you it gives you a look of your extended info, which will give you your movie and who's in the movie, what other movies are part of the sequel. In TMDB helper, you can actually click and choose if you want to watch that movie. You can tell it what add-on you want to use to watch that movie. If you have that add-on installed, it's a little bit of work, so I wouldn't suggest it for someone that's brand new. It would be something more advanced, but it is a nice add-on. I don't know. You've used that, haven't you, DJ?
Yeah.
Sorry, Todd. I put myself on mute.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're good. TMDB helper. You've used.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how would you characterize TMDB helper and explain about it?
Ooh. It's been an awkward one to how to sort of like characterize it. I would say it's more like a database, really. I would say. Am I wrong?
Yeah. Hey, while you guys are talking for a second, I'm gonna see if I can't load it up real quick. I'm gonna see if I can find it. I gotta see. Okay.
It's been that long since I used it.
Okay. All right. So let me see. So, all right, I'm gonna hold on. What about you, Alban? Have you used it
Oh,
before?
I've used it before. Yeah, I liked it. Yeah, I put it on. All of my my boxes that I was running it on, but I haven't used it in 19 yet, and then get that far.
All right. Isn't it Jarrell Monkey? Ain't it? Dang. I'm almost positive. I'm almost positive.
Yeah, Jarrell Monkey.
So let me see here. Let's see. I'm gonna try to do this on the fly here. We're gonna try to install it. It's not gonna have any players because I'd have to install the players.
It's like so. I've tried it in the past, Todd, but like you say, my personal preference is the extended info mod.
Do it full screen, Todd. So
that's a bit of a biased opinion because, like I say, I've got my own nice.
Yeah, you got your own. So you got your own little modification on that one. All right, so here's Jarrell Monkey. Oh, not that video. Yeah, there we go. All right, so here we go. TMDB, and this is Jarrell Monkey. Jarrell Monkey's repository. Let's click this. And if I'm not mistaken, this is going to take a minute or two to install because it downloads all those that movie art
dependencies and everything.
Yeah, no, shoot, look at how fast that was. But remember the old one, extended info mod would like pause and take forever. All right, so I'm gonna go open it up. All right, so it's got an error. Okay, I'm not gonna pay attention to that. Probably because I don't have any plugins. So here it is with movies and such, and you can link your track to it, so you can do that. So I'm gonna pull up a movie and let's do trending today. I'm gonna do trending today. And here's Oxygen, which was the movie that I kind of wanted to watch this week, but we're gonna click on that. So it's gonna pull up the information for this. I don't want that. Oh, hold on. I clicked the wrong button. Let me right click. I think I got to put information. So here is the information about the movie. You can go through. Here's the actors in it. Here I can click on the trailer, show fan art, this and that. And let's say this actress, I'm like, oh man, who is she? Have I seen her in something else? I click it. Oh no, maybe she's not been in nothing else. You used to be able to click this. Something's wrong. See, there's something wrong.
Have any add-ons on there?
But it should pull up the information from IMDb for these actors.
For the actors. Okay.
For the actors. So yeah, this isn't ready for. This is new to A19, so I don't know if it's 100% ready. Let me try something. Let me try something.
Settings for
might need an API.
Hold on a second. Yeah, I'm having to pull this up. Let me see if. Well, that was the newest version. Let me check for updates. But I pulled it from his repository.
No, so that's go open up settings there, and
rating, play,
API keys.
Yeah, but I shouldn't need that. The API keys, I could understand it for certain things, but just to pull up the information. Here's your players where you have to. You can get the players. It doesn't have any players installed. Which players? What the players are? That means that is the add-on it's linked to. So if I had the Crew or Saren or Fen or Venom or Shadow or Numbers, whatever, I could, if I had those installed on this device and then I installed the players, TMDB helper, the movie helper, would actually ask me which one did I want to watch that particular movie through or TV show. I'm going to back out of this. So that's TMDB helper. This is, since I don't really have much set on it and I've not messed with it on 19, you're able to, this is where you're going to add it to library, all kinds of different stuff like that. Pull up the information. Yeah. Remember in 18, you could click down and it would show you movies that were related to this,
Right.
that were movies that were like this. If you like this movie, you'll really like this one.
Maybe it would, but it just since like how you can't even see the other actors' movies. Wait, what's that? Oh, that's the.
All right, let me click this.
Yeah.
Another dependency. We'll install this. I've not installed this on 19. So hey guys, we're seeing this on the fly.
Yeah.
No results.
No results. Ulster said he tried it on his 19 and worked great. So I bet you it's got to be the. Oh, now
there we go.
Now it's coming
There
up
you
now.
go.
Okay.
All right, now it's doing it.
Now go down and see if you see the other movies.
How did I get it to come up? Wait, it must be slow. It's pulling up now.
Yeah,
You clicked on fan art.
See, these are the movies, and this
For
is
her.
for her.
Yeah.
These are the TV shows that she's been in. Was that on fan art?
I don't know, because you were clicking all over the place.
I know. I was clicking too damn fast. I know.
You weren't.
Try this.
No results.
All right, hold on. I'm not touching nothing. No. What did I?
Choose on.
I don't know. Well, I don't know what I'm not clicking right or what I'm doing
Go
wrong.
in the same director.
Yeah, something's not right with my setup here. It is a good add-on.
Yeah.
If you get it set up correctly, and since I'm doing this on the fly, it doesn't seem to want to. Look at how did it pull up her?
You know, go there, go back, go down and pick a movie.
Huh?
Go back up to the actors, select an actor.
Let's do Michael B. Jordan, who
Okay.
can act. Okay.
Right. Yeah, we all know that. After that freaking movie we just watched.
Yeah. Hey, we just watched this last week. Let me click it again. No. Why is it that Lauren London came up?
Wow. Because I guess that they're trying to do the right thing and save you.
I don't know.
Check out anyone else.
Jamie Bell should have stuff.
Yeah. Well, you saw that
Yeah.
Lauren had it. You know Jamie Bell's got stuff. I pushed up.
Okay.
All right, now I can select him.
Okay. And then now pick one of those right. Pick a movie. Pick that one. Okay, it does go over. And then now
you've got
someone down there.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, well, that's TMDB helper. Now, I did not do a very good demonstration of it, but that you give an idea. There are some builds that use a TMDB helper way better than I just showed you. So check some of those out. They'll do a way better job than that, but I was just kind of poking around. But that's what TMDB, when I say TMDB helper, that's what that is.
Yeah. I think we're going to have some words with Stuart there. He said Without Remorse is a good movie.
Bless his heart.
Yeah.
Someone's got to praise it. Somebody's got to praise it.
I know. Yeah, I guess someone.
There was some
parts,
things.
in the first 10 minutes.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. It was mediocre.
Hey,
it was a typical Amazon funded film.
Then go watch A Man Apart. That was the same movie.
Remember, I said that it's a great Candy Crush movie.
Yeah.
So, what I mean by that is it's a great movie for you to play Candy Crush on your phone while it's playing, because you'll look up every once in a while to be like, "Oh, there's some shooting. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, they all kinds of action, and then they go back to talking and stuff. Go back to playing your Candy Crush." And then you start hearing some shooting again, like, what's happening over there again? It's a Candy Crush movie.
It's not even worth unfolding the game. You know what I mean?
You're like, oh, stop for a second. So, Todd, what does it feel? George asks, he says, Todd, what does it feel like to be second best handsome guy on screen? Dang, he must look at she got some love for Auburn over there.
No, I don't know.
Or is it DJ's icon?
I think it's for you. I think,
I think it's
since
my
Blue
icon.
is in here on the screen, maybe it's, hey,
I think it must be that icon.
Yeah, that's what it is. I saw your question there about what was it? You post. I'm here. It is. Does anyone know a lightweight build with 19 that focuses on Fen and Venom? Fen, which is actually a pretty good add-on. I wasn't a fan of Venom. Honestly, I did video on Venom and it's okay. Fen was very cool. No, I don't. I don't know that are just focused on those. You'll have to poke around. I haven't done. I'm not sure if anybody else will have a suggestion of a build that focuses on those two. Most of the time, if they're going to use Fen and Venom, they're going to be a number of other add-ons added in, unless you do it yourself. You could do a simple build with just a couple add-ons. It's not hard. Again, I know that it was asked about me doing a video, and I mean, it's not hard. And I'll try to do a video. And then you can put whatever add-ons you want. I mean, it's up to you to use whichever one you want.
The hardest bit is linking everything up.
Yeah, and it depends on how intricate you want to be with the links. If you want to just have your movies and then have some sub-menu items, it can go. Now, if you want to do a DJ themes kind of thing and you want to have some stuff, it can get a little bit more. But I'm going to go simple. This is newbie 101 going to get you in it. This is what I'm going to show you guys how to do.
Some of mine are simple.
Some of them are, yeah. But you in some of your stuff, I mean, you put a lot of work into yours, though.
Yeah. A lot of Photoshop work. I like to say, a lot of animated code in XMLs when I want to move stuff around. Mm-hmm. It's like, but it varies. It varies. Like I say, I do try and keep them simple. So
yeah.
DJ Light, that's simple. That's nothing fancy. When you look at that skin that I released, that is simple. Just one single menu item.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I put a bit of animation on the sub menu where it flips down, and a bit of animation where some of the actual panels flip into the screen instead of they flip up the screen instead of into the screen. So I just changed a few things, but that's nothing sort of like fancy or in my eyes hard to do.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking to just make it easy for someone to use, like to walk through setting it up, and I mean that's gonna be my idea. And plus, I want to use that unique skin to try to promote it and to have it easily set up, but then also make it like super customizable on the back end if you want to do it. So one of the things, Buzz,
which unique skin are you gonna use?
The one that I talked about last week, Sidekick did that unique skin.
Oh, yeah.
He did was it Silvo? I think it was a Silvo skin modified.
Yeah, it's a modified Silvo.
Yeah, so Buzz says, and wasn't there a movie? Remember that guy was locked in a coffin the whole movie? Remember he was in a coffin and under the ground in the whole movie, and he was like on the phone making phone calls and shit. It was like about 15 years ago when it came out. I can't remember the name of it, but Oxygen reminds me of that. And Buzz is right. I bet you the whole movie is her inside that little pod.
Was it a glass coffin he was in?
No, he was under the ground, and he had like a certain amount of time he's going to run out of oxygen, and he had a phone, and he was calling people trying to get help.
Yeah, I remember it. I'm trying to remember the name of the movie.
It was a guy. I almost want to say it was a guy he woke up, and he was in the coffin under the ground. So maybe one of the people. Hey, Roger will know what movie it is. We know. Yeah. Roger will know.
Yeah.
PVR, IPTV simple client. A lot of people like that. Again, if I'm watching live programs. I'm using my IPTV service. I'm going to click to that, and I want to watch that. I'm using TVA Mate most of the time, and I'm looking for that. When I'm watching Kodi, I don't want to wait for the PVR to load because I'm not going to do that. I'm just there to watch a movie, and that's just wasted time.
I would like it if there was a bill that would let me put my IPTV service into it.
You can know? with I'm sure you can do that with that PVR IPTV client service. You can put that simple client in. You can
I did test it out,
but it loads it. It loads the EPG when you go to boot up.
Right,
you gotta wait.
Well, you have to wait spin. But you have to wait. If you were going to open it up,
if you were going to
own in the other APK,
right? If you were going to watch live TV, right?
Right.
I want to watch a movie, and I open up Kodi. I go to watch a movie. I'm not looking to watch. You know what I mean? When I go to watch a movie or TV show, that's what I'm going to do. If I want to open up my IPTV, then I'm watching that, and I don't mind the load.
You know what I did? I did it where I made the channels that I wanted as favorites, and then this way I was able to open up Kodi and be able to jump right to the channel that I needed. You know what I mean? And then this way I didn't have to come out of Kodi to open up that. You know what I mean? Because it comes in handy.
You're right.
That I guess that's just my thinking of it. But like the only thing the only channels I want is just like the news, my news. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I can just just jump, boom, look at my news. It's 6 o'clock news, and close it out and say, okay, let me get back to the Kodi world or whatever.
Run back to Plex. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You don't want to be known.
So I'm talking about before Plex.
Oh, yeah, before.
It was
Yeah,
so
sorry, I missed that. I heard that you was actually on about the PVR.
Yeah.
It is actually quicker on loading, Todd. On 19.
Yeah.
Oh, on 19? Okay.
Yes. When you're loading your channels, it is actually a lot quicker.
I might have to just test it.
When it loads your EPG into it as well, that is quicker.
Okay.
Yeah. Some of that's dependent on what service you're using, because some services the EPG loads quicker than others.
Yeah.
Because some seems it's like, oh my god. Some of them is like, come on.
Yeah.
And the sound quality is completely different. It is a lot louder, the sound quality.
Yeah, that's one of the great things of Kodi that I always like.
True.
Being able to adjust all that stuff, being able to adjust your subtitles, these are things that that Plex doesn't have, and I wish I could change those things.
Yeah.
Is that you, Todd? Were you a nervous habit clicking that pen?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, that's him.
That's me.
Yeah.
Hey, all right. So Buried was the name of that movie with Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
And he was like on the phone, and it's like he's in a coffin the whole freaking movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'm like, boy, they didn't spend money on that budget. I mean, there was some flashbacks where it was other times of his life, but for the most part, it's like the camera's like looking at his little face, like, and he's got like a lighter, or some lighter, shit. Something like that. It was like, and I watched it. I was like, damn, not a lot big budget in this one.
Nope.
Fernando's asked about Rising Tides. I have not heard one word about that movie in 19. Have you? Any of you guys heard about Rising Tides?
No,
I haven't heard.
I haven't heard anything.
Not one word about that going to 19. So, not going to hold out much hope on that one.
PC Paul is saying that I could add IPTV to Plex, but it sucks. Yes, I know there were a couple things that are out there, but not what I'm looking for. I know what with the other thing that you can do with the what is that called, the PVR. With Plex, I hear it's pretty neat, but I wanted something to go with my IPTV service. But everything that seems so such so many steps to make it work, and that takes away from my downloading time.
Hey, Roger says, just always leave Kodi running.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to worry about load times. No, I mean, and again, that's why we give you guys, there's lots of options there's different ways to skin a cat. You could do so many different options. A lot of us will find different ways of doing this. You can get to the same end result. It's just what feels best for you. But let's see, we're almost at 2 hours. We're going to roll out of here since running out of people and we are running out of time. So we'll go ahead and jump on here and I'll eat me some dinner.
Yeah, me too.
Mr. DJ, anything? I didn't give you a whole lot of time to talk today.
Hey, that's
sorry.
all right. That's
anything
fine.
Anything you got to ask about or anything you want us to inform people? Any project that you want to tell people to check out?
I've just the only thing I just released was I think I released Mortal Kombat. I've just released a Mortal Kombat theme. I'm in 19. I've just released 2 APKs, which can actually be found in my file link store, and that's 19.1s. They are. One's got me wizard and one isn't. So
nice.
So they've got the choice whether to have it with the wizard or without. I'm working on a couple of themes at the moment that I've done on 18 and I'm transferring them over. I'm only doing a selective few. That's about sort of like it. I might have one come out this weekend. I'm not sure yet, which is Green Lantern. I got one called Green Lantern.
Yep, I remember that one.
Sort of like, it's finished, it's ready for me to actually release, but it's sort of like, when do I release it? When do I find the time to release it? Even though it's like, I've only got to put the information on the actual themes text for the wizard to actually pull it. It's all there ready on my server and everything, except for the theme text. It's just down to when I get the time to do all that. Because like I say, I've been working on converting keyboards and everything the last couple of days. And like I say, I think it was 5 APKs the other day in one day. So,
like doing them from other people, I guess.
Yeah. I've done a couple for Seaman.
Nice.
Like I say, I just done one for a good old friend, Grindhouse.
Oh, Mark, yeah.
I just done one for him, and that includes his wizard, which is like say he's getting there, but he's really really busy with work. So, and like say, I done it as a favour. So he's always helped me. So I thought, well, I'll help him, seeing as he was busy.
Yeah.
And it's like say, which I enjoyed helping other people. I'm always the same. I'll help anybody.
Yeah, you're always out there helping people.
Yeah.
It's like you say, he's always been one of them people that if I've messaged him, he's always been there and messaged back.
Yep.
Virtually straight away and said, do this and do this and do this. Or he'll say, come on, we'll jump on a Google's Meets and we'll jump in and sort it out together. He's always been like that with me, so
yeah. Grindhouse is a great. He's a great guy. I've been on the show numerous times.
Oh yeah.
But I would say it with him being on the show, but he can be a little abrasive, and he can be very like if someone's getting on his nerves. He ain't scared to say that someone's getting on his nerves. He's not gonna pussyfoot around about it. And that's just that. But that's him. I mean,
that's just Mark. That's just Mark. Himself.
Yeah,
that's just Grindhouse himself. And
I
like that about him.
Yeah.
Because it's true. It's his true colours.
Yep. He doesn't put on a lot of airs.
No, he doesn't put no airs or graces. That's him. If you don't like it, don't like my answer. You know
Piss
what
off.
you can do. Yeah, exactly. And which is great. Which is great. He's got a fantastic sense of humour.
Yeah.
But some people do misconstrued his sense of humour.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like I said, he's helped hundreds of people that he's helped. But again, he's not someone that he doesn't have and I guess when he's helping someone, he's probably got more patience than when he's got somebody that's just acting a jerk or kind of asking. He can be very abrupt and I told him all like, man, you maybe shouldn't have worded away. He goes, he's just trying to start something. It's like, I know, and I try to be a little more PC about things, and he's like, piss off with me, But again, you get what you get with him. He's straightforward. I've got I massive respect for Grindhouse. Again, been on the show numerous times.
It's like Seaman. It's like Seaman. He'll help anybody. Mm-hmm. Seaman will help anybody.
Yep. Yeah, it's fun. We got so many people in the community, and and we all, again, we know the same people, and you've seen different sides of people, and just it's fun. I mean, I'll bust with Mark. I mean, he's a great guy, but he there's just times where I'm like, I don't know if I'd say that. He'll just say it. He's just gonna say it. Like, maybe I wouldn't put it that way. But I respect it because I'm being nice about it instead of saying it. He just says it.
He just says it.
Yeah.
No hairs or graces. He just says it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like I say, if people take that the wrong way, it's unfortunate that they take it the wrong way. But that's Mark's sense of humor.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's got it. Yeah. And again, we've talked tons of times, and I mass respect for him. So, done, and he's been in the community forever and done all kinds of stuff. Done all kinds of stuff and helped just tons of people. I mean, massive stuff. So, Alban, anything you got going on?
Just want to remind everyone to do their homework for our other show. The movie is The Vault, but of course I finished it Wednesday night.
And keep an eye on the chat.
And I've not even watched the movie yet.
Yeah, of course not. Tomorrow we have UFC 262.
Yep. UFC pay-per-view.
Pay-per-view. So
was it
be ready
Oliveira?
It's what is it? Charles Oliveira, the Cowboy against Michael Chandler.
Yeah, please not Cowboy. Not Cowboy Cerrone. He lost last week.
Yeah, he lost. Yep.
Yeah, I never put no money on Cowboy.
No, you
never,
can't.
ever put money on Cowboy.
Didn't know who's going to show up. Well,
no.
We found out.
Yeah, round one.
Yep.
Done. So, back to the old Cowboy.
Yep. Well, no, I think he's going to be going now. You know that. No, I think that
Dana says he's got one more.
Is going to hang on to him till till he retires or until he just gives him a.
They said he had one more fight on his contract.
Okay, yeah. So then after that, it's it then.
Yeah. So he'll be done, and he's got one of the longest winning streaks or most wins. It's like most wins, something like that. And I was like, I was watching the last Saturday. I'm like, well, that streak won't number of wins is not going to move on, and it didn't.
This guy just got to just give it up. When they because you just ruin your record. You know what I mean? It's not worth it. Go out while you're on top.
Yeah. Impact Wrestling tomorrow, pay-per-view tomorrow night for wrestling fans. So I didn't realize that. I don't. But thank you, Stuart. I don't pay attention to too much in Impact Wrestling. But if you're a wrestling fan, check that out. But UFC, that will be a pay-per-view, most likely. ESPN on the prelims. ESPN Plus is usually the early prelims, something like that.
And Fight then Pass is going to be the early prelims.
Okay,
and then ESPN for the prelims and.
So, I'm gonna I'm gonna go out with my buddies. I'm going out with my buddies early in the night, and we're gonna go to the bar, and then most likely come back here, and we'll finish up the night watching the fights.
Okay.
And so I'll pregame at the bar. At the brewery up the street, and then which I won't be driving. One of my buddies will be driving, and come back here, and then we'll watch the fights, and then I'm off Sunday so I can recover because I don't do so well.
Good.
WWE pay-per-view Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Octavia says she's already gonna watch it tonight. Yep, she promises, and I know that I already seen. If you guys are in the Telegram group for Player Pass, DaButcher has already seen it. We already seen his response about it. I saw his response. I'm like, okay, okay. I kind of expect. Remember, we talked about that Wednesday when we were looking at what choices we had. And they're like,
yeah. I got to put the choices out there earlier.
Yeah.
So, people could, try to vote on it and, or even, message us there and
suggest
something, if you want to see it. Because there are a couple more newer ones that come out this week anyhow.
Yeah, that side window or woman looking out the window or whatever, which that looks like a thriller, suspense, scary, something.
Yeah.
What was it? Woman at the Window?
I think so.
I think it's Woman at the Window. Just came out. Because I saw that on a bunch of directs. So, okay. All right. So we got that going, you guys. We're going to roll out of here. It's 2 hours. Thank you for watching. This show, I know we jump around a lot. We talk about a lot of subjects. And, maybe we go a little bit long on things. I do my best, and my guests do their best to answer whatever questions that you guys have to help your streaming, to make it a little bit better for you. But we've got some stuff going on this weekend. Watch this stuff this weekend. And the other thing is I have mad respect for the people that come on the show, that are here. They come on, talk, and say, hey, I'm here to help. And that's what this is all about. And that we do the best we can. And maybe we don't have all the answers, but we try to give you the best answers that we've got. And if you have an add-on, a build, a project that you're working on, some advice, a tip that you would like to share with other people, feel free to message me, come on the show. Just like Sidekick last week, never been on here before, came on, showed that project and said, hey, I'm looking for community support to try to make this skin project to be a big project. Great. That's the kind of stuff we'd like to see. We like to have on here. So if you have something you want to share with us, this platform is for that. So we'll see what happens. Keep pumping along on using Kodi. I love Kodi. I know my boy over here, he's a Plex guy. So
I still love Kodi. But the Plex is Plex is
don't worry about it, Todd. He's the odd one out on the
yeah, I know. It's lost his
2 against 1 here.
Yeah, he's been cheating. He's been cheating on Kodi. He knows.
Yeah, I have been. I'll admit it, but I don't have to deal with buffering and
no, you don't.
And but I still know Plex is always there.
Yes.
It's not like I deleted it.
It's like that old girlfriend that you can always keep calling her back.
That's right.
She ain't your girlfriend no more, but you can call her up. She's right there
for you. She's a glove that fits just right.
I don't want to hear about that. Wait, the nurse is getting ready to come in the room. I want to. So, hey, thanks for you guys joining the show. We'll go do some after show and just BS for a little bit. Again, thanks for you guys joining. Stuart, thank you, bud. Thank you. Learned a lot. I'm glad you did. Continue. I'll say this about Stuart. Stuart's a guy that keeps plugging along. He is kind of new to a lot of this stuff. Not everybody's as experienced as everybody else, but he keeps trying. If you're new-ish to the community, sometimes start smaller. Start small. Start with something simple, and learn that. And before you move on to other stuff, learn that. Sometimes I think a lot of us we avalanche people with information, or avalanche them with too many options. And when we do that, people get overwhelmed because it's too many things to try to absorb. So stay small, stay with a handful of things, learn that real good, and then add something to it. Learn that, and then add something to it, and that's the best way to do all of this.
Do what we always say, Todd. Baby steps. We always take baby steps.
Yeah, baby steps. Yep, you're right. You're right, because there is a lot of stuff, and Well, no, if you try to jump in there trying to do starting themes, it would be too much for you. It's just a lot to absorb. So start small and don't get frustrated. There's plenty of groups. Join our Telegram groups. If you join my Telegram group and you have other questions, if you can't get answers in my Telegram group, I have links to multiple other groups or other people may be able to help you with a private message and help you one-on-one. And that's what this is about. So thanks for everyone watching. Streaming matters to us because streaming matters to you. And we'll see you guys Wednesday for the vault, right?